Okay, interview Stefan Leibing, fourth part. We talked about new religion. There are some guests in this record. We can find Simon Simmons from Epica and Magnus Carlson, who replace you later. Do you remember their sessions?
Um, yeah, yeah, okay. Uh, Simonis, she was in the studio when I was not there, so I did meet her because when so I was busy with other stuff, and they so when she was singing, I wasn't there, and yeah, I've and I think it was a guitar solo that he played, or I don't know exactly, but he provided his. So he was not in the studio, in our recording studio. So, but he did it at home, and sent then his files to us. Yeah. So this was already a time when everything was recorded with Pro Tools, and you had everything in the computer, and you were able to yeah to send wave files. So how it is today. Uh, when I do some mixing for bands, I get the files from I get multi-track files. So yeah, and so this at this time in 2008, this was no problem to send files. If you would have switched back to the early recordings from we did for Primal Fear, then we still had this fat tapes, magnetic tapes. So that has changed a lot at this time, and today also as well.
Hmm? Okay. At your turn, you left the band in February 2008.
Mm.
Was this decision difficult to make? And can you explain your reason?
Yeah, the was the if it was difficult, it let's say it was some development that happened. This decision, I didn't do it from um, one day to the other. It was more or less I had yeah little children this time. So but my two sons today they are 19 and 21, and formerly they were yeah, little kids. So the smaller one they were was just yeah, let's say a year old or so. The older one was 3 years, and I wanted to have more um, time with the family. And yeah, I've so then I decided that I want to yeah I want to quit, and I said to the band that they should do replacement search a replacement for me, and yeah we divided then in friendship, and so it was very easy for them to find a replacement. This was um, yeah, the guitarist Matt has composed anyway the last two records, uh, yeah, with two songs on each, and then this was a natural development to take him. So he's like a very good guitar player also, and yeah, and then at the beginning of 2008, there was one, I think in spring, then there was a concert where he already played, and I was yeah I had a guest appearance then on this gig, and then was this. At this time, I also um, I met some fans that were um, there at the concert, and also fans that I have seen very often on on concerts that were visiting very and I had a good contact to them. Yeah, so when you are in a band, and there are fans that you see very often in concerts. Yeah, and I then I went uh, uh, to him, to one of the fans, and said, "Oh, hello, how are you doing? I want to say a friendly hello to him." Yeah, and he was really talking totally angry to me. How can I do this to leave the band and blah 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 and so on, and I thought, hey, what the fuck is this? Yeah. So sometimes yeah, fans really don't understand, or I don't know. So yes, sometimes fans can be egoistic and think yeah, they blame you for something. Yeah, let's say you have given 10 years of your life to yeah, to make them happy, yeah, and then you decide to do something for your 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 family, and want to yeah, say, okay, I have to be there for my kids, and then there are fans that will give you this one, yeah, and this is not nice, but yeah, but most of the fans understand this. Yeah, but this was a yeah, experience I I didn't enjoy.
Okay. After the years following your departure, the band did play with some great musicians like Achilles Priester, Alex Bilwatt or Michael Herre, for example. Do you have some regrets on this point or not?
Um, so at this point, I was not. Yeah, I cannot say much about this. So with Achilles Preacher, I can understand that this did not take long, because it's hard to have a drummer from a different continent. Yeah, and so I don't know why they chosen to take yeah, a drummer from South America, but okay. But at this time, yeah, I think money was not so much a problem still. Today, it's more difficult for the whole business. But anyway, to fly a musician from another continent is always expensive. So, but I don't know. There have been a lot of changes in the yeah, in the lineup. I cannot say so much about it, because I don't know much about it. Yeah,
Hmm? Okay.
I'm
And
still in good contact with the band, and so we are not yeah. So with Ralph and Matt, so we're still talking, and are in a good relationship. And but I did not I was not so much involved in this whole period after I left.
hmm, okay. And about the 10 years you played with the band, have you got a favorite album or a favorite song?
It's difficult to say. It's a lot of songs which I like, and I think to mention one would be yeah, show some disrespect to other songs that I also like. So yeah, I can't tell you really which. Yeah.
Okay. Um, um, I didn't find anything about you between 2008 and 2022. Did you have some musical activities in this period?
Uh, Not really, no. So when I started mixing, this was the first time when I did something with music again, and this was then mixing. And actually, since I didn't have any bands or so, which or any other musical activities in this time. Yeah, so I was just a, a private man.
Okay. Then you back again in 2022 to mixing and mastering 10 Years of Crap, live by Nitro Gods, the band with Annie Walter and Klaus Sperling. We take the same guys and begin again.
What was the last sentence?
Uh, the mastering and mixing of Nitro Gods, the band with Annie Walter and Klaus Sperling. And I asked if we take the same guys and work together again.
Yeah. So the thing is, yeah, but what was it really in 2022? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Klaus came to me and asked me yeah, if I would like to mix their live recordings they have, and yeah, I was happy to do this, and it was a lot of fun. It was great to work with Klaus and Henny again after this long time, and yeah, unfortunately, when they did the album or the studio album they have released last year, I didn't have the time to do it, and so I would have loved to do the studio album. It was also, we talked about it, that I could have to and they said they would like to make the studio album with me after the live after I did the live album, but due to my personal time schedule, it was not possible to do it, to do mix and mastering, because they had only a very short time when it had to be done, because they had a fixed release date and they were very late with their recordings, and therefore I was not possible to do it in this short time. And yeah, but it was great to work with to be with Henny and Klaus, because we are all still good friends.
Okay. You also mixing and mastering 4 tracks between 2022 and 2024 of Thunder Bites, a band with different singers like Mandy Lion or David Lewis. Can you introduce this project? And was it the first time you met Mandy Lion?
Yeah. So yes, this is a very exciting project, I think, because they have really yeah, it's like I said before, it's a so the main musicians of this project are Daniel Schwerter alias Claudius Thundersword. This is why it's called Thunder, and Bites is from Norman Bites, which is the guitar player of the New Roses, a great guitar player, and they made this project, yeah, and yeah, there's Oliver Schulte is drummer and of this thing, and they had very singers. They had this he has changed his artist name. Okay, the Andy singer and Mandy, and also what I like very much, David Rees, the former the Accept singer, and also Marcus from he's also from here, from the Stuttgart area, and I like their songs very much from the composing wise, and it's they have a very huge variety of songs, and they are really very well composed. And yes, this was the first time that I met Mandy. The Mandy line is the bass player, Danny. He knew Mandy Lion from his time when he lived in Los Angeles, and they are I think this was in the 90s, and they are friends still till this time. And there he got the contact to Mandy, and yeah.
Okay. And in 2024, always on mixing and mastering, you worked with Silence of the Swallows by Dark Side of Me, then Rise by an old band called Holy Mother. Can you tell us about these two records?
One was Dark Side of Me, and what was the other? What you just mentioned?
Dark Side of Me and Holy Mother.
I didn't understand the second. What was it?
Holy Mother. The album Rise.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, sorry. Um, no, I did. Sorry, maybe I can cut. Can you? I don't understand. No, I have made MP Black and Damned, and I don't know. Can you type it in the chat or so? Sorry, maybe you cut it.
I repeat the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't understand the band name. What you say?
Holy
And
Mother. Holy Mother. I don't know how to pronounce it. H
hmm?
H O L I Mother.
No, can you type it in the chat? There is a chat here in chat function.
Yes.
Wait a second. Ach, okay. Holy Mother.
Yes.
Sorry, I totally forgot that I did this.
I
Okay,
have a bad
sorry.
accent.
Okay, then maybe you repeat the question and I will answer, and then you can cut it out, right? You can edit it, or
Okay, there are two questions in one. And in 2024, always on mixing and mastering, you worked with Silence of the Swallows by Dark Side of Me, then Rise by an old band called Holy Mother. Holy Mother. Can you tell us about these two records? Okay, Bug, you hear me?
Yeah.
I repeat the
So,
question. Or,
mhm.
okay.
And
And in 2024, always on mixing and mastering, you worked with Silence of the Swallows by Dark Side of Me, then Rise by Holy Mother. Can you tell
mhm.
us about these two records?
Yeah. Um, yeah, Holy Mother went this way. I contacted the the chief of the Massacre Records label, if whenever he maybe yeah, if he can recommend me to some bands, if one of his bands doesn't know who yeah, is searching for someone to mix an album and doesn't know to who, and then he recommended me then Holy Mother. Uh, um, um, yeah, then contacted me, and I started mixing the album, and yeah, I started the first song. This was um I forgot the name. So this is this is one song, and I mixed this one, and they were totally happy with it. And then with a second song, I we didn't find together really with this song. Of yeah, I didn't know exactly. So we had different expectations, or different yeah. I didn't really we
Ah, merde.
happened.
I have a bad connection tonight.
So
Uh,
my connection looks good here. So
oh,
I think.
it's mine. It's mine. Uh,
Mm,
it seems okay. I'll let you continue.
mm. Um, yeah, and then they came back and asked me, "Oh, Stefan, is it possible that we can use the elevator the song? That we can use your mix of the elevator on the album because we love it so much." And so obviously they weren't satisfied with so they preferred my mix compared to the mix of the other guy. And then I said, of course, then use my song, the elevator. And yeah, and then after this, I was still was able to mix another song on the album. So actually, I've two songs on this album where I mixed. And uh, yeah, and Dark Side of Me is a band from Liechtenstein. Um, and yeah, they make very keyboard oriented music. And yeah, I like this very much because yeah, even if I'm a metal guy, I like uh, uh, keyboards. And yeah, this is yeah, very atmospheric. And yeah, I love to mix this album. And yeah, this is the story of these two. So I got the contact to this band from Klaus again, because he's good friend with the singer of Dark Side of Me.
Hmm? Okay. Um, you have a website, stefanleibing.com, where we can see all your work and where it's possible to contact you. Can you describe all the service you propose?
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, regarding the mixing and the mastering, so let me explain. Yeah, mixing of songs is of course if yeah, a band has some multi-tracks from the studio, the recording. So usually you have yeah, every instrument is on a single track, and you have multiple tracks. So drums is maybe 16 track away, files of 16 tracks where you have the drums on, and then you have bass, guitars, keyboards, tracks, and vocals, and this to make this a great song is the mixing process. You decide how loud is which instrument, which effects put you on it, and so you adjust the overall sound of the music. This is mixing. This is what I provide, and mastering is the process of when you have finally mixed it. The thing is you have to do overall. You have listened to the complete mix again, and you have to adjust the EQ curve and also the dynamic a little bit, so that it fits to all the good songs that have been released by other bands. So you have to try to make it. Does it has not too much high frequencies, not too much low, and everything fits together. This is the mastering process, and this is on my main parts. Of course, I also do can produce bands, but this was not my main intention when I started to do mixing. Anyway, if I I get more and more in this producer thing because makes also fun, and I have a lot of experience to my according to my musical background. Yeah, of course I can also like you said, like I talked before, I'm able to do keyboard arrangements. Also, but this is not what I would expect to enlarge this business of writing keyboard arrangements, even if it was fun. But yeah, my main thing is the mixing, mastering, and producing.
Okay. We arrived at the end of the interview. Do you have a last word or something you want to say that we didn't talk?
Yeah, first I want to thank you very much for collecting all the information, so all the questions to my to all what I have done. I even forgot most or many things that you have mentioned, and what I want to say, maybe someday I will be part of a band again and play live. Time will tell. At the moment, I'm happy with just being creative in mixing and producing, and let's see what the future will bring.
Okay. So Stefan, thank you again for this long interview and for your time. And see you soon.
Thank you very much. See you soon, and
Okay.
take care.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hop.